Page 5, March. Another piece by this Türk fella. He wrote the two pieces on the previous page. This guy, you can look him up. He was very famous in his time and very influential in music and music teaching and how things should be done back then. So it's worth looking him up. For March, it's in 4/4 time with the key of G major. Got one sharp. All the F's are sharped, and yes, we do have F's here. In fact, we have other sharps besides F, but this is in the key of G major. If you haven't yet, you need to be doing my scale videos. You need to be doing the one in C major. You do the beginner level, the one octave up and down. Learn the scale. Learn to play it one octave up and down, preferably without looking at the keyboard. All of these pieces in this book we've done so far, you should be able to play them without looking at the keyboard. That's kind of an important skill to get, so work on that. And in addition to everything else you're working on, 4/4 time, and we're counting to 4, and we got quarter notes and eighth notes and all that. That's great. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's look in the right hand at the beginning. You're starting with the third finger on a B. Put you in this position. To start, you might move around a little, but right now that's where you are. And at the beginning, you're 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. See that eighth notes? Then in the third measure, you have a C sharp. So instead of C, you just use the same finger. You play the C. Instead, you play C sharp. So the third measure. 2 and 3 and 4, like that. Then the last measure, the last note, that quarter note is a D. You got to reach down here. That's an octave. Letter to letter is an octave. D to D, C to C, A to A, whatever. It's an important interval. It's an important distance in piano or in music, period. But in piano, you want to develop that feel for that octave. What does that feel like? So eventually you want to be able to feel that without looking at the keyboard. You'll know it. And that's it. But don't collapse. Stay here. You're just there for one note, and then you want third finger on the next note. Now if you weren't playing up here on the next note, then you could collapse your hand. But when it's just one note like that, just come down and then stay here. So it's not really moving the hand, you're just reaching down with the thumb a whole long way. If you have small hands, you can't do that. Then you'll have to reach down, and then during the rest, move back up. You can do that too if you need to. You have to look at the keyboard for that. But, okay, just briefly, just to get your hand in a position, then you can focus on the music again. Then the second line, there's no big deal. I think hopefully you can get the second line. It's similar to the first, except the third measure is different rhythm. For the left hand, again, the left hand, we keep the left hand soft. And you're starting out here, thumb on G. And remember, there's an F sharp in the key signature, so the position is actually here. So normally we'd say the position is here, but when they have these key signatures like that, the F, the position is really here. That's weird. So when you play these, one, you're holding that for 4 counts. The next measure you do the F sharp, and then next measure E. Last measure, first line, 1, 2. Don't forget the F sharp. And then the second line, it gets a little trickier for the left hand because now you're going to spread out a little bit. First measure is not bad. Second measure is the F sharp again. But this third measure, 1, reach down, fourth finger, just reach out. Because you want to connect these. 2. Then you can relax, and then reach out with a little finger, then up an octave, and stay there because you're going back down. So just stay there. So the left hand's stretching out a little bit. Oh, getting out of this 5-finger position thing. Work these out one hand at a time until you can play them without any hesitations or anything, and then go back and put the hands together. That's a whole nother challenge. So we're starting here and just put them together. 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So put them real carefully, put them together and get to where you can play it without any hesitations or wrong notes or anything. You can go a lot slower than I'm doing. I'm going a little fast for the video because we don't need to be here for an hour. But you go slow. Take as long as you need. Once you have the hands working together, then we go back and add the other stuff to help turn it into real music to make it sound. Now it might sound nice, but it's not, in my opinion, what the real music is supposed to be yet. We need to add some more stuff. At the beginning, between the stabs, you see the MP? That is mezzo piano, moderately soft, medium soft, sort of soft, soft, whatever. It's louder than soft, but softer than loud, whatever. And that's the right hand. You'd have to decide, it's a range. Where in here do you think that is? Sort of soft. However loud that is for you, make the left hand softer than that. Just keep the left hand soft. We want to hear the right hand. That's the melody. Then in the second line, now it's loud, and that's the melody. Not super loud, just loud. And then now the left hand, you can play it a little louder if you want, but keep it softer than the right hand. And then the last two measures of the second line, you got that diminuendo arrow, means get softer. So you're gradually going to get soft to the very last note. And you can, if you want, come all the way down to soft, but you have to plan it out. Otherwise, you'll get soft immediately, and you don't want to. You want to get your loud, and then sort of loud, and then sort of soft, and then soft. And you gradually go down. So in the third measure of the second line, you're starting loud. Now come down to sort of loud, and now sort of soft. Now soft. So practice these dynamics. Now actually you can do it just with the right hand because that's the melody, it's what we want to hear. So you're loud, the last two measures, loud, sort of loud, sort of soft, like you were at the beginning, and now softer than that. Just gradually die away. It takes practice to get these dynamics in. Then you can go back and you look at the tempo. It's at the beginning, it's allegro moderato. It's like they're combining things together, or they don't know what they want. Well, it's sort of, and this means different things to different people. People don't agree on a whole lot of things about music, and that includes speeds. Allegro moderato, some people will say it's a moderate fast, a medium fast. Other people will say no, it is actually a fast moderate speed. It's a moderate speed on the faster side. I say go away. Give me a beer. Don't care. It's a little faster than moderate speed, or a little slower than fast speed. It's between moderate speed and a fast speed. It's somewhere in here. If you want it closer to the fast speed, or do you want it closer to the moderate speed, is what I'm getting at. Play the melody a few times and you'll get an idea of what you think it should be. Keep in mind this is a march. People are going to march to it. How fast would they march? Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Is that more of a fast speed to you? You want to slow that down just a little bit for moderately? I can suggest things. I can't tell you exactly what it is because there is no exactly what it is. If you have a teacher, they'll tell you how fast they think you should play it. But ultimately, when you play things, you're going to have to decide for yourself. So that's what I'm suggesting. So you decide after you get it all learned, then you can start speeding it up to the speed you think it should go as a march. I'd like to play this slowly and have you play it with me to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not doing dynamics. Not doing it up to speed. We're going to go slow. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. So go ahead and put your hands in C, or the right hand is here to start, and your hands move around a little bit. The left hand is here to start. So the left hand's in C position, the right hand's in G position, and nobody's confused, right? I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. 1, 2 and rest. 2 and 3 and rest.